Hey, class. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So, nice change, nice change. I am so tired of this raggedy ass light, though, right? I am thoroughly tired of raggedy lighting. But whatever. At some point, I'll be in a classroom. Thoroughly irritated with life, class. I'm truly irritated with life. No, not my life, just people in it. Everybody can get the fuck out of my life, right? Right about now. And I mean people who haven't been here this entire time. Get the fuck out my life. And I mean people who aren't here actively, right? So you already know what type of class we're about to have, right? So we have some triggers. Yes, there's some triggers. So we're dealing with triggers, class. We're totally dealing with triggers. I may just take notes later because I think that's what I'll do. Totally dealing with triggers right now. And it's causing emotional breakdowns. Because what do people not like? Change. Correct. Nobody likes change. And it's crazy. Nobody likes change. It's painful, but it's inevitable. It has to happen. Change is something that's a definite, a constant, definite. Change is a constant, definite. And many people are doing everything they can to stop the changes from taking place. Just period. They're stopping people from making changes in their personal lives. They're stopping people from making changes in the political lives. They're stopping people from making changes in their work lives. So nothing is truly being accomplished at this time. It's basically what's going on in this area, right? This is the American area, right? Right. So people are interfering with all the changes because a lot of them don't have any deep roots. They don't have roots in anything. When you don't have roots somewhere, you can care less what happens to the place. I have roots in Syracuse, New York, so I care about what happens to Syracuse, New York. I don't have roots in I don't know. Memphis, Tennessee, right. So I'm not as concerned about what's going on in Memphis, Tennessee as I am in Syracuse, New York. I live in Syracuse, New York. So I'm concerned whether or not our water is clean. Our trash gets picked up every week. There aren't sewage backups where I'm at. Children are in school and not hanging out on the streets, right? So where I'm at, I have roots here, so I'm concerned. I want the children from Syracuse to be successful. I mean, I want all children, things like that, but I want where I come from to be successful, especially. I'm not so concerned about Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know what Memphis, Tennessee got going on. I don't know what the kids are doing. I don't know what type of jobs are being offered. I don't know anything about Memphis, Tennessee. I do know about Syracuse, New York. So I'm very concerned about things being straight here in Syracuse, New York. All right. So, but that's not to say I don't care other places, but where you live, you're more concerned. You're more concerned about what's going on in your household than you are your friend's house. Meaning, if there's a fire at your house, you ain't talking about, damn, I wonder what my friend up to. You trying to fight the fire that's in your house, right? So you're more concerned with what's going on in your crib than the next person's, right? Not to say you don't care, because if they had a fire, you'd be like, oh my gosh, girl, you had a fire, right? You would still care. You would still care, but your house is more important to you than your friend's house, right? Your household, right? So when you don't have roots anywhere, of course, what happens, right? You don't care. So the change is inevitable. It's going to take place. It's very painful. Excuse me. What people are trying to stop it from happening. And that's most definitely not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But these people don't have roots in anything that's trying to stop the changes. They don't have roots in anything. So when you don't have roots in anything, well, you will stop at nothing to stop a change from occurring. When you don't have roots in anything, you will stop at nothing to stop a change from occurring. Because you like your surroundings. You like what's going on in your life. You like what's going on around you, but other people don't. So you're being selfish when you don't look at the bigger picture. When you're a small group and you want what you want, when you want it, how you want it, but there's a bigger picture and you don't look at it, you're being very selfish, ignorant, and disgusting, because there are other people to take into account, and you don't. And you cause trouble. You be ignorant. You do stupid stuff. You talk all this wild stuff to stop the bigger picture from getting what they want, what they need, deserve. If I worked 17 years and I had 3 years left to retire, I'm going to retire at 20 years. I've been in my job 17 years. It'll be when I hit 20 years at this job, God willing, if I'm still alive and I ain't got fired and nothing, no crazy stuff, the place ain't closed down, I'm retiring at 20 years. My 20th year, I'm going to retire. People are like, I didn't even get to retire from my job like I wanted to. I had a goal of retiring from my job on my 20th year. And I've been out of work for 3 years because my job has been closed because of COVID. Excuse me, my job has been closed for 2 years now because of COVID. It closed in January of 2020, and now it's 2022. My job has been closed for 2 years. January 2022. My job's been closed for 2 years. So I didn't get to retire on my 20th year like I wanted to. I haven't even been to work, right? So I don't get to retire after working 20 years, right? This is what I'm saying about how people have a plan because they had deep roots somewhere, and now they can't do what they want to do. This person had a deep root at their job, was loyal to their job for 17 years, said, I'm going to retire my 20th year, and didn't even get to reach their goal because of COVID. Right? Ridiculous. So, right, it's a lot of scavenging. It's so much scavenging going on, of course, right? There's no deep roots. So there's scavenging going on. There's no deep roots, which means there's no healthy soil, which means nothing is growing, which means there's a lot of scavenging because there's nothing available. It's not enough resources available. Right, there's not enough resources available. See, I have different types of classes too, by the way. Yeah, there's not enough resources available. Welcome to my economics class. Oh, right. So there's not enough resources available. Right. So with that being stated, this is an social economic class, right? This is a social economic class, right? So, and that's what's causing the imbalance. Of course, the people who do not want the change, who's making the change difficult in every way possible, because they are the small focus group. This is the small focus group, right, that we're discussing. So they don't want the change, right? So now there's a huge imbalance. And it's not going, who wants to take a ball of shit and roll it back uphill? The saying is shit rolls downhill, right? A little ball of shit rolling downhill gets bigger and bigger. Now who wants to be at the bottom saying, we're going to roll that shit right back up the hill? Who going to do that? And I literally mean a ball of shit. Nobody is, right? Nobody wants to roll that ball of shit back up that hill. That's nasty as I don't fucking know, as I don't know what, class, right? So with that being stated, oh, my tea is still piping hot. I've been embarrassed the fuck out myself on this shit, right? I slip and cuss. You teachers, excuse me, that's American stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. But yes, because this is an adult class, right? So with that being stated, a high adult class, right? We're seasoned, right? So with that being stated, there is a true imbalance, a huge imbalance, and there's not going to be an easy way. You can't roll that shit back uphill. It's disgusting. You better put your hazmat suit on for that job, right? It requires a lot of what? Planning. Right. It requires planning. It requires protective wear. You have to have the equipment. That's what I'm trying to say. Planning, equipment, time management. Right. You have to know the time, the place, all that stuff. Right. So the proper, time to make this move, to take care of this move. I don't know why I'm stuttering like that, getting stuck. Anywho, right. So that's the whole point. This is ridiculous, and it's going to take a lot to fix. A heck of a lot to fix. This economy is going to take a heck of a lot to fix, and it's too much playing around. Nobody wants to fix it. So what do? You just go into a wasteland. So that's basically the projection that we're seeing. The projection is it's going to go into a wasteland. It has to, in order for people to decide, no, I'm sick of this. I have to get up. It has to go into a wasteland in order for people to say, I can't take this no more, and get up. You know how you see hoarders? And somebody finally calls the hoarder team on the hoarder? Right, because somebody walks in that crib and says, I can't take this no more for you. This is ridiculous. And then they call the hoarder people to come and clean the crib? Right. Whatever the worst show you've seen, whatever, hoarders, play your worst show ever. And then you'll understand America. Right. This is what your economy is like and what you're going to have to do. This is where it's going to go before somebody calls hoarders to come and clean it up. Right. Show your worst house, hoarders. Right. Have you ever done hoarders in trailers? Right. Have you ever done any trailers? Right. That's a very small space to be hoarding. So, with the social economic, not socio-economic, social economic, right? So, it's definitely going to go into that wasteland before. And that's the only way that anyone is going to get up off their behind and do anything, is when they can't take it no more. Lord, I can't take it no more. And that's when they're going to get up, right? When the funk truly hit the fan, right? And you can't breathe, and it's burning, and it's hurting your chest to breathe because there's so much stinking funk and filth around you, right? That's when they'll get up. Actually, it's going to push past that a little bit more, and then that's when they'll get up. So we're projecting another 4 years before people actually get up and start fixing the American economy. It'll be 4 years before they actually get up and start fixing the American economy. Right. And that is by choice. That is by choice. It's pure laziness and choice. Pure laziness and choice. Yes, and also things are being put off on others, right? Instead of responsibilities of being taken care of by those who are in office to take care of them, they're being handed off on others. Let's just say one person is supposed to watch the parking meters. They over there concerning themselves with whether or not people paying water bills. So people are not even paying attention to their own duties, right? The parking meters are being neglected. Wow. Parking meters are being neglected, not used. The meter maid ain't out doing her job, ticketing nobody for all these right. These people don't have no tickets to park, but they all parked, hogging up stuff. So the meter maid is not out doing her job. Because what is the meter maid doing? And the person that's over the department has sent all the meter maids to go make sure people paying their water bills. Hello? Thank you. It don't make sense, right? That's what I'm saying. This is what's going on with the people who are in charge of the American economy. No one is doing what they were put in their office to do. Right. They're all in someone else's business, trying to tell someone else what to do instead of minding their own position. So yet again, nobody wants to take responsibility for this economy. And I mean, not the crash of the economy, because everyone is responsible for that. Nobody wants to take responsibility for cleaning it back up. Right. They sure do not. Do not let that chick clean up this economy. But we're not doing it either. So it'll take 4 more years before. That's what we're giving, 4 years. Now, it could take more. But I project 4 more years before people get up in this economy and go back to work, right? Period. This is going to take 4 more years before they get up and go back to work. So the next president will most definitely have to deal with people still sitting on their ass. Right. I said 4 more years, right? Biden has 3 more years in office, right? Which means there's 1 whole year that another president will be in office putting up with Trump and Biden's bullshit, right? The remnants of Trump and Biden, right? Trump let Biden inherit his bullshit, and Biden will let the next president inherit the remnants, right? And that president will have to figure out how to clean up. So whoever wants to be the next president, I suggest you come up with a plan on cleaning up America, because that's going to be your duty. Wow. But they're still going to sit on their behind the first year that you're in office, whoever you are. That will be next. These people have it in their mind they're not going to get up and do anything. That's why they want everything to be remote. Your children do not want to sit at home and go to school. They want to sit in a building and be around their friends. Other people their age, aka their peers. You went to school. You were around your peers. You have a yearbook. You have memories of hanging out in school with your friends. Why do you want to take it from these children? That's your America, right? Okay, let's deal with this here. So there's it's a lot of negative intentions out. It's a lot of negative intentions out because the focus group is hell-bent on causing this issue. The focus group is not playing. They are going to cause this issue. They're not going to let up. So that's what it is. And that's why I said this focus group has to be taken out immediately, but it was not. If the focus group would have been taken out immediately, then this economy wouldn't have no issues. But of course, it was not done because people had a hidden agenda, and the agenda was most definitely found out immediately, but no one stopped it. So it doesn't matter. People still participated. So, dear class, this is exactly why everything is everything is on fire, quote unquote. That's what I meant to say. Quote unquote on fire, right? At this current time. Everything is in a blaze right now. And people are refusing to put out that fire. They're throwing gasoline on it versus using the foam to put it out. They're not using the foam to put it out. They're using gasoline to put it out. And that's just fueling the fire even more. And that is the snake behavior that is fueling the focus group to be even more snakier because it's coming from the top. And then the focus group is being snakier, which is causing onlookers to kind of want to join because they don't want to get the backlash from the focus group. That's how the focus group was able to spread out because people didn't want to get backlash from the focus group. But now they're sick from the focus group because the focus group started recruiting good people. And now good people are sick and telling on the focus group. Right. So all the focus group's business got out. And that's why it's so much chaos. Because the focus group is trying to hide and blend in. Right. But they cannot. They cannot. The people at the top will not let the focus group get away with anything. Because let me tell you what they did. They made these people a focus group and put them in handcuffs at the same time. You are our focus group. You will do what we tell you to do. And we will arrest you for all of this when all of this is over. Right? They set them up. This is where you get set up. Where there's this sting operation where the woman is a prostitute. I forgot what it's called. Entrapment. Right. They entrapped you. The woman was a prostitute, a police officer. She flagging down cars. Like, come here. And the guy pulls up like, you okay, ma'am? Hey. You want a blowjob? I've never bought a prostitute. I'm not a prostitute. I just need some money. You want a blowjob? Come on, I just need $20. I'm not a prostitute. I promise you. I'm not a prostitute. I just really need $20 and to hell with it. I'm a promiscuous woman. I'll give you a blowjob. All right. Rip. Next thing you know, he's getting arrested. Right. He wasn't buying a prostitute. He clearly said, I don't buy prostitutes. She said, I'm not a prostitute. I just need some money. So he became a nasty, horny dude. Right. Now he's getting arrested. Entrapment. Right. Right. But you are folks who did what? Right. The entrapped are the ones who saw the focus group and were like, I don't want to get backlash from them, so I'll join. Right. Right. But the focus group themselves, oh no, you knew what you were doing. They knew what they were doing. Excuse me, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to my class. The focus group knew what they were doing. So that's why they can't get out of this situation. That's why they were guaranteed handcuffs but didn't know it. The focus group were guaranteed to be put in jail but didn't know it. Why? These people are blatantly breaking the law. And, right, they know who you are. They know who they are. They know they're blatantly breaking the law. And they don't want these people running amok when all of this is over. Because they consider them terrorists. Right. This focus group is considered a group of terrorists. No matter what color you are. The blacks, the Trump and his whites. Right. Whatever Spanish folks running around with the white people. Right. Acting like they about to lynch something. Right. Right. You know the Spanish dude that tore the flag off the black church. Right. Right. The Black Lives Matter flag off a black church. Right. You a Spanish guy running around with a bunch of white dudes. Right. Why are you tearing up black people stuff? You black too, bro. Right. You of color too. Right. So if all them white people wanted to, they could have turned on him and whooped his fucking ass. Right. Raped his ass. Right. He forgot his color hanging with all the goddamn white people tearing up black people shit. Right. That's why he the one who went to jail. Right. That's why his ass went to jail for that shit. Right. White people didn't go. Right. The white people sent the Spanish man to tear that black people church. He went and did it. And he went to jail for the shit. Right. Exactly. Well, it might have been a couple of months, but he still went to jail. Right. Now, back to what I'm doing. Right. Yeah, that Proud Boy bullshit. Right. Of course. Right. Social, economic. Right. These are white folks who say, I am proud to be an American while tearing the shit all the way up economically. Right. So let's go here. Like I said, it's going to get worse. This is a summary. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We already went through that. There's this ingraining. There's this ingraining of the focus group with the non-focus folk who just felt like, let me join before I get backlash. There's no separation there. You are all grouped in now, right? When it comes to the law, there's no separation now, right? They have put handcuffs on you as well, right? But that focus group came in with handcuffs. They just didn't realize it, right? And all those who joined in later, you put handcuffs on yourselves, right? And they made sure that your name was listed to have handcuffs. Excuse me, and they made sure to make sure that those who joined in later also had handcuffs put on themselves, right? So, there's absolutely nothing going to change anytime soon. Everything will most definitely fall apart, hit rock bottom. You know, the spiritual stuff really has people tripping. Like, your presidents get card readings, and they live by card readings. Trump lives by card readings. Look at his wife, Melania. She's a witch. They live by card readings. They do. They live by conspiracies. Trump and Melania. That's why Biden and his wife is tripping. Right. These are people who live by conspiracy theories and card readings. Right. And they're all Wiccans, of course. Right. The wicked Wiccans. Right. That's why they love. Right. Right. That's why they love that Vatican crap. Right. That American church, Vatican church crap. And won't put a stop to it, right? And men and women alike we already discussed how the men and women are highly aggressive, right? The men are taking on the female role and the women are excessively angry, right? Like a woman who ain't having it. Because she got her cramps, right? She ain't had cramps this bad in forever, right? So, well, that's pretty much it. People will be bandaging their own heads. People will be bandaging their own wounds. right? That's where it's going to go. These people are going to bandage their own wounds. There's nothing that we can do for them. They have to go through this 4-year process. They have to hit rock bottom, tear up everything. This economy has to die, right? There's no resuscitating it. You got to start anew. These people did not have any deep roots in anything, and they didn't care, right? I ask myself, are these true citizens of America who did this, right? Because if you're a true citizen of America, why would you tear up your country this way? You have to live here. So why would you tear it? Well, excuse me. These people have to live here. So why would they? This is just a question I'm posing, but why would these people tear up their country like this, knowing they have to live here? I'm not going to go through my house and tear up my entire house. Right. I have to live here. I have to clean it up. After I have a temper tantrum, tear up my whole house, I have to live here. So I have to go all the way back through and clean up everything. And when I'm angry, I'm Tasmanian devil. So I tear up stuff. So now I have to go through and clean up all this glass, all these papers I might have thrown around, all these clothes I might have shot everywhere, stuff I may have flipped over. So now what do I have to do? I got to go out and replace this stuff because this stuff is broke. You can't fix a broken TV. You can't. Right. I didn't rip mirrors off the wall and everything. So now I got to go out and buy new mirrors and stuff. Right. Right. So I tore up my house and now I have to clean it up and buy new stuff, refurnish it, right? Because I tore up certain things that are essential in my crib, right? Right, I need a mirror. I need to see what I'm looking like, right, when I'm getting dressed, right? And how do I look, right? Is stuff into place, right? So with that, I'm about to cut this off because this is very long and you know how they do it, sis. Clean out your corners, sweep out your corners, right? Sweep out your corners, everyone, after this class. Sweep out your corners, right? Check your checkbooks, check your bank accounts, check your life. Check people who you care for. Just check up on them. Don't be in their business. Just check up on them. But socially, economically, this place is a hot mess. 4 years. 4 years. So you live here. This is what's going to happen. All right? Class, loved it. All right? Lots of insight.